And this is from Quiz Zoni, so let's see how this goes. Are you a good father? Do you spend time with your children every afternoon or evening after work? No, because I don't have kids, but okay, hypothetically. I mean, heck yeah, but I'm also trying to do something that I wouldn't necessarily have to leave the house. But besides that, yes, I'll find time to hang out with my kids. Do you go on family adventures on the weekends? You can make an adventure out of anything. Would I specifically just go out like every weekend to do something special? No, I find that kind of silly. You have to kind of learn to just be okay, just being around your own space sometimes. So, yeah, most weekends, sure. Do you rely on your partner, if you have one, to do most of the parenting? Heck no. Step up and do my own thing, too. Well, not my own thing. Whatever. Your teenager goes on a date. First date, ever. How do you react? Yeah, I might be in the middle. I can kind of feel like a little bit overly protective, but I tend to be restrained when I feel that, because I know, like, I gotta let them go do their own thing. And that's just going off, like, experiences with my baby sister and stuff. It also depends on how well I know the person, you know, who they're going on a date with. If it's a person that I feel like is really bad news, I'd be like, but if I felt there were cool stuff, I'd be like, heck yeah. So, yeah, most likely excited, but I might be like, Your child is being bullied at school. What do you do? I try to get my kid to deal with it themselves, but I'm not just going to stand on the sidelines and do nothing. So I know they might get defensive or aggressive with me if I try to do something, but they gotta step up and address the situation, because just letting the bully do their thing isn't the solution. Going to ask my kid about it and try to figure out a solution with them. Your child just went through their first major breakup. What is the advice you give? Usually I say something along the lines of the middle one, 2 people. Your teenager has been sneaking out of the house at night. What do you do? Stay up and catch them, because it's like, oh yeah, I see what you're doing. Let's have a nice conversation about what's going on. I might be too tired to do that at the night, but this one's more like I'm not avoiding the issue or just trying to tiptoe around it, which is what I would do. Your child has some interesting, if not downright awful, friends. How do you handle it? My friends, I hung out with a lot of people that did. It wasn't like the hard stuff, but yeah, they did drugs and things like that. And I'll tell you, they were like the most cool with me not doing anything. Express my concern, but don't impose. They gotta do their own thing. Do you go to your children's school for parent-teacher conferences? I would. When there's an issue with your child, do you tend to let your partner handle it? We're going to handle things together, because compromise and all that good stuff. And then we'll have a united front. So even if I don't exactly agree with what we decided to do, if it's what we decided to do, we're going to do it. Your child sports game is happening tonight. You have a deadline for work. What do you do? I would work a little late all week just to make time for the evening. I would make it so I had time. Your child is moving out. They're older, wiser, and ready to move across the country for a promising job. How well do you adjust to empty nest syndrome? I don't know how I'd handle it, because I've never really had to think about it. I let go of things pretty easy. It's not like they're dead, they're just kind of moved away. And they're moving on with their life, which is a good thing. I'm not necessarily this last one, like, woohoo, there you go. How much time is too much time spent with your children? I don't think there is too much time to spend with your kids. Let them do their own thing, and give them space to do their own stuff, obviously. But that doesn't mean that you have to be absent. You gotta do your own things too, like you have work and whatever. So I want to be like, try to balance it. Do your children often feel embarrassed by you? They're probably going to always feel embarrassed by me. Do you spoil your children? I'm not going to really spoil my children. Then again, I'm not going to be like a hard ass either. So I guess sometimes is more adequate. Do any or all of your children have a tablet, laptop, desktop, blah 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 blah? I don't necessarily want my kids to have a lot of devices, which might seem a little bit hypocritical for me to say, considering that I was a gamer growing up, or whatever. That's also part of why I feel so strongly about it. It's because I was a gamer and all that good stuff, but I came to it in a bad place. So, no offense to all you gamers out there, gaming isn't a bad hobby, it's just I forced myself into it more than it actually was me. But a lot of these things are important to have, so I'm going to say some of these things, because yeah. Do you ground your kids? Yeah, I feel like, depending on the punishment, that would be fair. Your son and daughter comes home with a new pet. They didn't ask first. What do? They didn't ask first. But now the pet is there. Regardless, I'd probably just give it away, if I could, because they didn't ask, and I want to give it really time to acclimate to the new situation. But this is where it gets complicated, because the moment they got the pet, it's already started to bond with them. And now it's like tearing the pet away from its new bond, and that's irresponsible. But, geez, some kid. Your child report card is awful. What do you do? I would tutor them or get them a tutor. We'd have a discussion about it too. Do you have family traditions? I believe we do have family traditions, and I'll probably carry those through. Do you know when to give your child space? That last one. I give them all the space, a lot. I'm not really with them, ever. Yeah, I think I do. Your teenager is in the awkward stage where they change styles weekly. Do you laugh at them? Nah. When your children need help with homework or household tools, are you always there to teach them? I mean, I may not always be there to teach them because, come on, we have work and stuff to do. But I would darn well be around to help them. Do your children complain that you never answer the phone? I mean, no, they don't. But they might. I'm really bad about my phone, so rarely. Do you support your child's hobbies? For the most part, as long as it's not hurting them or others, then heck yeah, I'll support whatever the heck they're doing. How often do you yell at your children? I like to think I'm never going to yell. Yelling is really terrible, and there's been some studies that suggest that yelling is more harmful than physical abuse. But I might, just because I'm really frustrated, raise my voice. And that's just kind of natural. Sometimes I get grumpy, but it's not often. How long does it take you to get over an argument? I like to think it's pretty quick, but it also depends on the argument. But for the most part, just a few minutes. It's just an argument. How well do you handle stress? Pretty decently and getting better. Do you tell your family you love them? Yeah, all the time. But sometimes I can be a butthead, but I'm trying to get better about that. I got a great father! Yeah, I always do it. You're a great father. You're the best father anyone could have. Your children are very fortunate. You know how to make time for them, balance priorities, and give them things they want and need without spoiling them. You know how to ingrain values without being overbearing. And you know what? You're loved for it. Aw, thanks. I hope you've enjoyed this bit of the Dragon's Treasure. Pretend a like is a mic and drop it. If you haven't already, I appreciate if you showed that sub and bell button some love. Don't forget sharing is caring. Stay beautiful!